wear my shirt day with my bra showing. It's giving me so 2000 vibes. It's like the, like the different, like...
You can have your drink wherever you want.
No, I know. I honestly, it looks nice, like, minimalist. Like, I don't know.
It's a drink.
I know. But, because I'm like, oh, it looks so gross right here.
We can just start.
Yeah, we can just start.
And this 6-minute podcast, it ain't gotta start as soon as we record.
No, I know. We can just like get into it, and you can just chop up the 6 minutes that make the most sense for it.
Yep.
I think these 6-minute podcasts are gonna, like, we can put those on. Like.
Yeah.
We can really monetize it. I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm not talking like I'm not trying to talk in like that way, but I'm just saying like. Nowadays, people.
I know what you mean, because people's attention span is a lot less nowadays, and they'll be more apt to watching a 6-minute podcast rather than a 30-minute one or an hour one.
I know we were talking about that the other day. Like, I don't see much people doing 6-minute podcasts. Only, remember that spiritual guy that I used to listen to all the time, Heinz?
Yeah, Heinz.
He does like 2 to 3 minute podcasts on Spotify. He's like partnered. He's like partnered with someone.
I'm gonna put my legs on this side. I'm freaking all stuck, claustrophobic under here.
You just want to relax. We need big fluffy chairs.
Yeah.
Imagine a king and a queen chair.
We should probably get like the podcast arms too, so we can move it around rather than having it, because that's why I just put my legs over here so I can just chill, because it feel
like you feel like tight is what you're trying to say. Yeah, no, I understand. I get it.
Yeah, but back in this room.
I know, back where we all started. That's kind of it's wild, to think about, but I think that's just what happens in life sometimes. I mean,
it's not a bad thing. I'm glad we're back here.
No, I'm glad we are too, but I mean, in the beginning, it felt a little bit of for me at least, a little bit of an embarrassment, because that's the ego.
Yeah, but
I felt, but not anymore.
Come with the game,
That's a perfect example of, hey, you're going to fail in life.
And all that stuff we've been through, I think I'm happier where we are right now.
Same. We're a lot more open, a lot more like free going. Like, we were so in a mentality of grind, hustle, and it like you always say to me, it like killed us inside for a while.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm finally getting our life back.
Yeah, it's like, man, so much was thrown at us.
Yeah.
We were beat down so bad to the point we had to go back to the basics.
Yep. And we're here.
I think it forced us to remind ourselves who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree 100%. And I think, that saying, like, you can have everything, but don't be pretty much like, don't live too much in your ego, because it can get all taken away. And I think that was a prime example for us and what we've been through the past 1.5, 2 years. Like, we had everything, it felt like, but we still weren't happy inside, and God took that away from us.
Yeah.
And was like, you guys are going back to the square one, and you're going to rebuild.
Yeah.
And now we know the lessons and the obstacles and what you were saying the other day about roadblocks. Like,
it's like we had good intentions. Our intentions were good.
Yeah, I know.
I think our heart was right.
Mm-hmm.
But we were preaching about loving yourself and knowing yourself and being yourself. And I think we got so caught up in that we weren't being ourselves.
Yeah.
We got so caught up in being a role model or an example or a leader.
Like that
we forgot about ourselves along the process.
That's so
and it caused us to go through so many things where life humbled us. And again, we had to go back to the basics. But I'm thankful for it now, though. Like, I just been thinking about it. This is Tyler Blake 2.0.
Hey, I was about to say something, but you don't like this word when I say it, and it's so hard not to say it. You know what word I'm talking about.
Because
yeah,
all the things we've been through led me to a point where I had to accept the things that was doing to myself. I realized I was ashamed of who I was. I really was.
Yeah.
I was ashamed of who I was.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
spending my entire life on the south side of Chicago, moving to a small town with predominantly white people. I didn't realize till now that I wasn't being me because I was ashamed of my upbringing. You know, having nothing but a pack of cookies in the house to coming out here and having 20 white friends, you know, working with all these people. Haven't been around all these people with 2-parent households and food in the house and getting cars for graduation and all sort of stuff. Their parents paying for them to go through college, you know. And at the same time getting text messages that one of the homies was murdered. Like, that messed me up. I had to hide that for a long time. You know?
Yeah.
One of those cameras just cut off.
I know, it was this camera.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
Skip it. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out next time.
Yep.
No, thank you for sharing that, babe. I know recently you have been really open about your past, and, you know, for the past 5 years that we've been together, you really shoved that way down and really wasn't vulnerable about your past with anybody. And now that I'm starting to see like another side of you, and I may not comprehend some of the things that you've been through because I never experienced it, like, I have empathy and I do understand, you know, your struggles, where you came from, you know. And I just like applaud you for being open and honest, because I know what type of man you are, and you don't like being soft. And I know sometimes you can feel like you're a soft person because you're being vulnerable about your past, but in reality, like, that's going to inspire and help somebody out there, you know.
Yeah.
And you're just being real. You're not faking anymore this businessman, like, has it all together and is this strong-minded person, which you are still those things, but you're also, there's that side of you too that's your part of your story.
Yeah. I think that was, I was just showing people like 30 or 40% of me.
Yeah.
You know? And
I
believe the internet is a scary place. The internet is, it can be a scary place, you know?
No,
Let's be real. But in our journey with Wake and, you know, just encouraging people to love themselves and to be themselves and to get to know themselves. Again, we got so wrapped up in that was the 30-40% of me. But I hadn't figured out how to be vulnerable because I hadn't processed my traumas. I think that's why I really couldn't be vulnerable. Like, I was stuck within this mold that I created for myself.
Yeah, I feel
because at a young age, my brother and I made a decision that in order to make it in America, we had to speak sophisticated. You know what I mean? We had to be sophisticated with our words. We had to act like white people. We made that decision early on in our life. I remember we made it. I had to be about a sophomore or junior in high school. And we realized, like, if we want to do something significant with our life, we need to look to how white people carry themselves and operate in business settings and professional environments. And
yeah,
at this point in my life, I realized how damaging that was. To shame who I really am, to try to be something for this world, in this world, to provide for my family in a way that my dad couldn't provide for me. You know? And now I'm realizing that all the blessings, all the wins, all the good things in life comes from a place of vulnerability, you know, not being shameful about who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not trying to be something to be accepted in the eyes of the public. You know?
Yeah, no.
I don't want to be that no more. Like I said, it's Tyler Blake 2.0. All I can do is speak from my own perspective today. and be myself.
Yeah.
Truly. And even with this podcast, I don't care about putting out an episode every Monday.
Yeah.
You know, I realize that everything I've been through in my life to this point is for somebody else. And I'm not going to reach that person if I get on here trying to act like a business person.
I agree. You know? 100%. I can relate to you and I understand you. And I think coming from like my perspective.
Yeah, because you've been through some of the same, like you realized you were doing the same thing to yourself.
Yeah, I was I was kind of going to speak on that a little bit. Like kind of going back to like us molding our identity in self-love and self-awareness, like that really took a toll on me, because in that moment I might have not felt like I was faking, but now looking back, like I feel like to a certain extent I was faking, because I was trying to hide where I came from and what I've been through, and I was trying to mold myself into this person of I overcame this, so I'm gonna be this big like influential person and show the world that you can overcome, which in a sense, like I still want to show that, but I was hiding a lot, you know, of like who Mona really is through the self-love and self-awareness. And like you said, our intentions were always good. Our identity, though, just got, like, speaking for me, just got so wrapped up in self-love, self-awareness, you know, and that it's kind of like that toxic positivity. Yeah. Like when you do too much of it, it's like it turns fake, you know? It does. Like too much of anything is not good, whether it's a good habit or a bad habit. And so, like I used to come on here or go in places and seem extremely intelligent, because deep down I struggled my whole life in school. I'm not book smart. I was a below average person. And I felt like I had to prove myself in that way when it came to business, when it came to certain environments that I was in, because I felt like that's where my worth was. But in reality, just because I might not be book smart doesn't mean I'm intelligent in other ways. For example, emotional intelligence. You know, I feel like that's my strength. And I wasn't realizing that. My strength is being able to be aware of emotions and feelings and really understand that, even if I sometimes don't act in a mature way when it comes to my feelings and emotions, because again, I'm human. But like I really do deeply understand emotional intelligence, I feel like. And that's my power and my strength, and I don't have to be book smart to be intelligent. I really don't. So that's where I was faking.
And that's what the world wants to teach us, because as children, we get shoved into this environment where we got to do all of this stuff, you know what I mean, that the school system's created for us. And the problems in the school system is they don't focus on the individual's natural God-given abilities and cultivate that. Like, we're forced to be all of these things. And I think that's relatable to our life. We were trying to force ourselves to be something that we're not in order to appeal to an audience, and in turn become successful from presenting ourselves in a certain way. And I think we all do it. You know what I mean? I think we, like, this stuff, I can't even lie, this is nervous talking about. I'm over here in my head trying to, you know what I mean, tailor my words and downplay. Like, I talk with slang in real life, a lot of it. Like when I go back home, you've seen it before, when I go back home and I'm around all my homies back home, you know, it really comes out. But I think lately through, you know, just community, having a good, strong friend base, like I love my brothers, you know, they push me to, you know, just start taking a look at certain things, and you push me to, you know, go to therapy, and my brothers pushed me to go to therapy, and it's really been helpful. Now I'm able to process these things and realize, like, dang, you did have a messed up childhood. It's okay. It was messed up. It was messed up, and that's okay, because now I can reach people that have been through the same things,
and really connect with somebody's heart. Like coming from a vulnerable place for yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what our intention has always been. But we just got so focused on the end goal of where we wanted to be as like a successful entrepreneur that it just, we got away from what our intention was from the start, in a sense. Does that make sense? Like from a moment, I feel like we were acting like God, to be quite honest. And that messes up a lot of things, I feel like.
Yeah. I just feel like we were immature. But that's the process of life, you know. That's why we go through all of these things.
Yeah.
It builds us. It builds our character if we're willing to make the decision every day to do that work. And I think that we made the decision a long time ago, even when we were in a space of not being ourselves. You know, we still chose a better route. Because, I never in my life counted how many dead homies I got, but I counted 15 of them the other day. You know, you growing up 9 years old, one of your first friends gets shot in the head, and you hear about it and you downplay it because you think it's normal. You know what I mean?
No, that's
you
not
don't even
normal.
cry about it. Out of all the homies I lost, I've cried maybe about one of them. Spade. Spade helped to change my life. I wouldn't be here right now without Spade. And yeah, he's not with us anymore, but I'm thankful for him today. And now I'm able to think about all the other people that I lost, that I shoved in the back of my mind so I don't have to feel it, you know. And now that I'm in this space and I'm not shameful of my upbringing anymore, and I realize that it actually was a blessing from God that I had to experience some of the things that I did. Because now, through this place of vulnerability, I can reach a kid that's going through the same thing, you know, that feels ashamed of the fact that he's in a one-parent household, his dad in jail or his dad in the streets, and his mom doing whatever to take care of him. Now he don't have to be ashamed no more because I'm going to speak for him, you know?
That's good, babe.
Yeah.
That's really good. I'm proud of you.
Even with this podcast, like, I'm thankful for this because now we can just hop on here and talk like this and just really like see where our community is from a place of being vulnerable. Like, and like I said, it's uncomfortable today. Like, I'm still in my head trying to present myself as being a professional, but I don't care about this podcast being about reaching the business people of South Dakota no more. Like, this podcast not for that. And if you want to tune in and if you want to educate yourselves on mental health and Black trauma and, you know what I mean, all of that sort of stuff. I'm speaking for myself right now. If you wanna hear about that stuff, tune in. We glad to have you here. But I'm not gonna be on here talking about all of this scaling businesses and doing all. I'm not about to do that no more.
And I'm happy that we're not. And I think, like, for me, like, my goal with this podcast is to really just connect with people on another level, and just like have real conversation. And I know we've said that in the past and previous, but like really just being myself and like allowing people to get to know Mona for Mona. Because I know I can present myself as this like very outgoing, bubbly person, and that might be a little part of me, but I'm actually very shy and timid and closed off, I think. And I think that's okay. And I've always tried to hide that for a long, long time. And so I know we have talked about in the past where it's like people see me on social media, and when I'm out in public, they come up to me and they think that they know me because they see this character that I built on social media. And yeah, that might be a part of me, but I'm really learning that like when people do meet me in person, like I've heard before, you know, like, oh, like she's not even, you know, like she's not Mona who I thought she was, like in a certain sense. And it's like And it's like, no, that is like me to a certain extent, but at the same time, I'm human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I am shy and
Yeah.
I am timid
Yeah.
and I do have a bubbly side to me, but I
Yeah.
just want people to know
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
who I am,
Yeah.
honestly, and not the business Mona, you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
one thing where like when I'm out in public, if I'm being honest, if I'm out in public, like when people come up to me and like all they talk about is business and stuff, like that actually really annoys me, if I'm being completely honest. Like, let's have an actual real conversation.
Yeah.
Like, do you actually want to get to know me, or are you
Yeah.
just coming up to me because you know the position
Yeah.
that my life had, like, you know,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm in,
Yeah.
you know, and like if you want to, you know, talk to me, like, let's have a conversation, like,
Yeah.
and actually talk, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like, so I'm just really trying to like position myself to like just really
Yeah.
change in that way.
Yeah.
Like, do you see where I'm coming from?
1,000%. And that's why I'm glad we can jump on here and have these conversations, you know, now in an open way rather than trying to be something else.
Yeah.
Because now people aren't going to have that idea no more. You get
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
If they see this.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we here. I'm thankful for all the shit we've been through.
Yeah,
all the
same.
hell we've been through. I'm thankful for it. Because now we
Same,
can
baby.
move forward. Now we
Agreed.
can move forward without shame. Now we can move forward with our head held high.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can move forward loving ourselves, knowing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm going to practice what I preach through that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I need to mention one more thing, because now now I'm in my head just like you are, because I'm like, dang, now people are going to take it the wrong way that I say I built this character and it's not me. Now, like, I am myself, and I want to say that, and I'm looking in the camera. I am myself on social media today. I'm talking about the past where I like portrayed myself to just always be this business girl on the go, like,
Yeah.
just that lifestyle. Like, that's not who Mona is anymore.
yeah.
And I think I dramatized it. Is that the word? Like,
I don't know. I never heard it before.
dramatized it. Like,
It's
I
a
was
word
just more
now.
like dramatic. Like, I was being more dramatic about the lifestyle that we had. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, but I just want to say that real quick.
Yo, it makes sense. See, you doing it right now. You still trying to come off a certain type of way.
Yeah.
So, does
'Cause I
that
was
make
in my
stop? Just
head.
relax, yo.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck
Yeah,
with
whatever.
how somebody takes it? Like, you coming from a real place.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to do on this thing from now on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's the People Being People podcast. Now, you know what I mean? Now we're able to step into that space of like actually loving ourselves and being ourselves. And now we're getting to know ourselves even more. And I want to practice what I preach from now on.
Yeah, same.
You know what I mean?
Same.
So,
Awesome.
Get it? I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. We'll come on and talk.
We come on again some other time soon. Thank you guys for tuning in. You know what I mean? To the People Being People podcast. We back.
We're back.
Let's get it.